Hi, Precious Heart. Thank you for joining us for our weekly vlog. At this time, we are being held in the building momentum of light we have been blessed with since entering the Aquarian Gateway last week on February 2nd. Today, as the beings of light share new information with us from the realms of illumined truth, our I Am presence will help us comprehend some of the things that are happening in our lives by empowering us to see with new eyes and hear with new ears. As you listen to these words, please go within and hear this information through the flame of truth pulsating in your heart. It is true that in many instances, outer world appearances have convinced people that in spite of the myriad activities of light we have co-created with the company of heaven since the birth of this new decade, nothing seems to have changed, and at times things even seem to be getting worse. Our Father, Mother God assure us that nothing could be farther from the truth. The divine intent of the information being shared with us today is to help us understand what is actually happening in our lives. The challenge is that we are in the midst of Earth's ascension process, which means we are literally walking with our feet in both worlds. The vast majority of us are vacillating between the etheric memories of what we believe to be true in the third dimensional frequencies of separation and duality on the old earth, and the sacred knowledge of the fifth dimensional heart-based patterns of oneness and reverence for all life on the new earth. Many of us are conscientiously striving to focus on the truth of our new reality, which is what our I Am presence is intuitively revealing to us now. Unfortunately, out of habit, we keep defaulting back to our old fears, beliefs, and behavior patterns because that is what we are most familiar with. Since our thoughts and feelings are creative, when we default to our old patterns, we sustain and empower the very things we are striving to transcend. As the saying goes, where your attention is, there you are. The beings of light said that humanity's greatest fear is that if we make the dramatic shift from what we thought was truth to what is actually truth, everything will fall apart in our life and we won't be able to recover. That particular fear is exactly what our fragmented and fear-based human ego has counted on in order to keep us trapped in its oppressive grip for eons of time. During this cosmic moment, the company of heaven wants us to realize that everything has changed. We are awake. The only thing that is preventing us from moving forward is the light, are the memories of the fear-based patterns of separation and duality that we are choosing to empower through our thoughts, feelings, words, actions, memories, and beliefs. With the changes we have all recently experienced, we are now in the best position we have ever been in to make the quantum shift from the third dimensional illusions of separation and duality into the profound fifth dimensional truth of oneness and reverence for all life. In collaboration with the company of heaven, the I Am presence of every person on earth has succeeded in making the following changes in our earthly bodies since the birth of this new decade. These changes are manifesting within each of us individually in unique ways that are in perfect alignment with our divine plan and our highest good. Our 12 fifth-dimensional crystalline solar strands of DNA have been activated. The enslavement codes and the karmic body template that were inadvertently created by our fragmented and fear-based human ego after our fall from grace have been transmuted into light and replaced with new divinity codes and a divine body template. These changes allowed our I Am presence to integrate into our earthly bodies through our heart flame for the very first time since our fall from grace eons ago. With this integration, our I Am presence was able to permanently elevate our holy breath. We are now breathing higher frequencies of prana and our life force with every breath we take. Following those life-changing events, our I Am presence assisted in co-creating a quantum field of our Father, Mother, God's comprehensive divine love, which balanced the immortal, victorious threefold flame in our heart. This empowered our I Am presence to permanently secure the presence of unity consciousness within the divinity of our now fully restored heart flame. These are just a few of the seemingly miraculous events that provided the sacred space for the dismantling of the obsolete paradigms and social structures that from the past that have oppressed the masses of humanity and caused us so much pain and suffering on planet Earth. Since the dismantling of Earth's obsolete paradigms was God victoriously accomplished during the final months of 2021, we are now ready for the next step in our accelerated ascension process. The changes that have taken place within the earthly bodies of each and every one of us allowed our I Am presence to wipe clean the equivalent of the hard drive in our etheric bodies. Our etheric body is where the records and memories from our entire earthly sojourn are recorded. Since we have completed the learning experiences from the third dimensional plunge into the abyss of separation and duality, those records and memories are no longer relevant as we ascend into the fifth dimensional frequencies of the new earth. This means that it will be far easier than ever before for us to stay focused on the light and to resist being pulled back into the obsolete patterns of our past fears and counterproductive behavior patterns. To prove this, all we have to do is act out of that truth. We now have the ability to reprogram our pristine hard drive with the heart-based patterns we want to co-create in our life. Our efforts will be unimpeded by our fears and the illusions of separation and duality. The light-filled and heart-based fifth-dimensional patterns of the new earth are infinitely more powerful than the distorted patterns of separation and duality. If we stay focused on our I Am presence and what we want to co-create through our focused attention and our divine intentions, we will see that it is easier than ever before to prevent ourselves from being distracted by the past. Our I Am presence has integrated into our earthly bodies now, and our ego no longer has the ability to manipulate us subconsciously the way it used to. This means that when we put forth the conscious effort to stay focused on the light and what we want to co-create instead of empowering the chaos manifesting in the outer world, it is going to be much easier than ever before. And we are going to see tangible results much more quickly. So this week, during this extremely powerful time, the beings of light are encouraging us to monitor our thoughts, feelings, words, actions, memories, and beliefs. The things for us to look out for are the belief that somehow we are a victim, or if any of our responses are reflecting anger, fear, hatred, and us against them attitude, failure, disappointment, desperation, a willingness to harm any part of life, a desire to respond violently, or any other behavior that is not based in love. Those responses to any of our life experiences will always be in opposition to the inner love-based guidance from our I Am presence. If any of those obsolete patterns come up for you, don't judge yourself. Simply recognize them and invoke the violet flame to transmute that energy back into light. Then ask your I Am presence to intuitively guide you so that you can respond from a heart-based place with love. There is an expression that states, "The price for freedom is eternal vigilance." This is definitely true when we are striving to improve what we are empowering with our thoughts, feelings, words, actions, memories, and beliefs. So be consistent. Pay attention moment to moment, and do not give up. God bless you, dear one. I look forward to being with you next week.